Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, once again, folks, Mother Nature turned up the old heat on us, and that definitely has affected the number of people that have gone out, and especially even with Father's Day weekend. And by the way, happy Father's Day to all you fathers. But guys, we're still having quite a bit of good luck out there on the lakes in eastern South Dakota. Some of the lakes that have been producing fish up in the northeastern state continue to do so. Even this week. Those lakes include Waubay and Bitter. Both of those lakes have been doing really well. Opitz is another lake that continues to do well. You just have to sort quite a bit more at Opitz. Swan, Indian Springs, Enemy Swim are all other lakes that guys have had decent success as well. And then the walleye bite down in the southeastern part of the state really has been doing quite well. There were a number of people that have stopped going to the northeastern part of the state and have stayed down here in the southeast. Lake Albert has been producing quite a few fish the past couple of weeks. The biggest problem there now has just been the pressure in the parking spaces, quite honestly. Other lakes in the southeast that continue to do well include Ponce, Thompson, 81 Ponds, as well as Dry Lake by Willow Lake. And then other lakes that have been producing some walleyes, but it really depends on the day, include Lake Henry, Sinai, Oakwood, both east and west, and then also Lake Vermilion. And then as far as the crappie bite is concerned, guys have been catching crappies at Pickerel, Vermilion, Thompson, Ponset, as well as Sinai, and then smaller ones at Lake Elvin. What have they been using for the crappie? Mainly small pieces of crawler or small minnows have been the bait of choice. And then as far as the walleye bite is concerned, a lot of guys are pulling spinners now with bottom bouncers, using one hook with the minnows and the leeches, and the two hook for crawlers. Also, guys are throwing some crankbaits into the shallows along the weed edges, especially up at Ponset, and then also Dry Lake by Willow Lake. Well, folks, in this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to continue our theme with bottom bouncing. And as you heard me say in the report section, a lot of guys are having continued success looking for walleyes and using bottom bouncers with snells, with single hook or two hook snells. And I want to make sure you understand that the length of the snell, there's a number of different companies that offer snells, such as Northland, Lindy, you name it. All our snells are about 48 inches in length. But you can customize it. We can tie it up to whatever length that you would like it to be. If you want a shorter snell, a longer snell, certain color blades, or certain color blades, give us a call and we can make sure that you get exactly what you're looking for. But the one thing we're going to talk about tonight is that we didn't really mention before is the slow death rig. The slow death rig has been very popular, very successful when you're going after the walleyes because you're only using a small piece of crawler. As far as the companies that offer slow death, you have Max that have their own version of the Max Smile blades with the slow death hook. You have the Spin Drift that is also made by BMC that is very successful, and then you have the original Mustad slow death hooks as well. And these are all available in snells, so you can stop on by and take a look at them. But what makes them so successful and so popular is that you take a half crawler and you feed the crawler up past the eyelet with a small little tail of the crawler hanging off of it. And then you control at less than 2 miles an hour, and that hook, and that crawler will sit there and rotate, making it an unbelievable presentation for the walleye. So stop on by and take a look at the slow death rig. And then also there's companies such as Northland that will have a slow death crawler that you can feed on there that's artificial bait that has been just solely designed for the slow death presentation. So again, stop on by, take a look at the slow death hooks, and I can guarantee you, you won't find a walleye presentation as far as crawlers are concerned that's more successful than the slow death. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And also, as I do every week, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you that, again, that if you're looking at wanting to have a half flat or a full flat of crawlers or a half pound or a pound of leeches, give us a call and reserve yours today. That way we'll have it all ready for you, and we pack the crawlers in bedding if you want them in bedding, absolutely free, and there's no charge to you. So give us a call here at 605-336-9132. Also, folks, stop on by here at the store. We continue to change our inventory week by week to give you kind of the latest and greatest. We have a what's hot rack, meaning that whatever lure is hot that week, we put it up in front so that you know exactly what's working in the area lakes this past week. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on. We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.